Hey everybody, welcome back to The Spiral. Today is the grading of Ohio State's performance against Northwestern last Saturday. They played it at Wrigley Field, and they won 31-7, so I'm going to dive into multiple things that led into Ohio State winning this game, give my grading of each one, and then give an overall grade at the end. So let's get right into it. The offense, I'm going to give an A-. I think they looked great this game. Just very sound game, not any turnovers. Howard looked calm and collected in the game. It could have been a trap game, too. I low-key thought it could have been just because, it was being played at a really weird area and a baseball field or a baseball stadium, same thing. So that's interesting. And then Northwestern is a sneakily decent team. They're not good necessarily, but they can play pretty close with opponents. So that could have been interesting. And then Howard really just was calm and collected. He didn't look like it mattered at all. He was 15 for 24, had 247 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. So great stats all around the board. I mean, rushing-wise, there's a total of 173 yards. Judkins had 2 touchdowns, and Henderson looked really explosive again. Henderson seems more of like the explosive guy. Judkins is more the guy that'll just get you that chunk yard or two. But both of them are really good backs, and they can both do opposite roles. Henderson can get those tough yards sometimes, and Judkins can get those explosive plays. But I think how the offense has been looking so far at this point in the season, that Henderson is the one you want to have on first and second down, and Judkins is more that third down, fourth down guy. He's going to get you those few yards. But Henderson, man, he's really explosive. And the good thing about the offense that is even evident in this game is that Henderson and Judkins are both staying healthy. They're both getting rest. And you can just tell the stats aren't as good as they probably are used to, but the performance of the team is better than they're used to just because they're getting more rest. They're staying healthier going into the longer season that and the announcers and the game we're talking about, there could be another 7 games that Ohio State could play. Think about it. Indiana, Michigan, and then the playoff games. So being healthy is going to be one of the best things that teams have to do. And I think Ohio State probably knows that, and that's why they're subbing these guys in, only giving them 10, 15 carries a game just to keep them healthy. So both the running backs have looked great. Rushing offense was great as well. So I think an A- for the offense is fair. I mean, 31 points isn't a ton, but against Northwestern, who actually has a pretty decent team, it's good. And I think an A- is fine since they had no turnovers. So it was a great game offensively. Now, defensively, I'm also going to give it an A-. I think after the first drive, they played really well. So that's why they get bumped down a little bit, because the first drive they started 7-0 against us. They did give up a good bit of passing yards of 201 passing yards, but at the end of the day, I don't think it really tells the story of the game, just because the quarterback had, I believe 35 passing attempts. So you can just tell Ohio State was letting them take the shorter yards, letting them take the checkdowns, the slants across the field, just relying on their tackling, not giving up the big plays. And you can tell that that's what the defense was trying to do all game. That's evident with only giving up 7 points. And, after that first drive, I think they just recollected and locked in, essentially. So defense played great. They just let the rush defense, or the pass rush, get to the quarterback. DB's recovering pretty nicely. And they got a fumble recovered as well. So overall, it's a great game defensively. 7 points against Northwestern is pretty good. So yeah, A- I think is fair for the defense. They played great. Special teams was an A, because they got a blocked punt and essentially let the offense get an easy touchdown that Judkins was able to rush in. Insanely good field position and turnovers, and these big plays are just huge in the game, and it really impacts the course of the whole game. So being able to get a blocked punt and get the ball at the 1 yard line is a huge play. Even though they didn't score a touchdown on special teams, still it's essentially a touchdown for them. So really good play there. And then they got a field goal. So overall, just a really great day for the special teams. It's going to be hard not to give them a great grade for them, because they played really well and helped the team get this win in a big way. And then for the coaching, I'm going to give them a B+. We didn't see a ton of flashiness, I'm not going to lie. The game was more of a traditional game that you would see a couple years ago, really before Ryan Day started doing all these explosive offensive games. But, I think, honestly, I'm fine with that. Getting Howard comfortable into the game, just playing it really sound, not turning the ball over, not giving out the big plays. I think it's fine, They still had a good enough amount that the offense was still able to score 31 points. So it was a good mix there. And I think Chip Kelly, he didn't want to show off all the plays yet because Indiana's coming up on Saturday, and showing all these unique plays would just not be smart because you already know they're watching every bit of film on Ohio State this week. And, I think, honestly, that's fine. I'm actually happy with that now. He does have to actually call them against Indiana, so we'll see what happens with that. But overall, it was a pretty good called game from Chip Kelly, getting a good mix of passing and rushing. When it's done really effectively like he did, gets a lot of points on the board. So I think defensively it was also like Chip Kelly. Jim Knowles just didn't want to give up the big plays, kind of doing more basic defensive formations that were working. Not really letting them get the ball down the field super effectively, just letting them get small yardage and then causing big hits and relying on our tacklers like Sonny Styles, Caleb Downs, and then letting the pass rush get to them, which worked out. So coaching, I feel like, was good. I'm going to give them a B+. I think it was a great coaching game, but not a ton of flashiness, especially on the offensive side. But I don't mind that. I think overall it's just a great coach game, and they did their job well. So B+ is fine. And then overall, this is kind of against the gradings I gave them, but I'm going to give them an A. I gave lower grades in their specific categories, but overall as a team, it was an A. It was an A performance. It could have been a little more explosive, yes, but overall I think the way that they handled the game is almost more impressive than scoring 45 points and giving up 14. So I just think, honestly, it was a great game. Defense played great, offense played great, and not falling for a trap game, especially in this time of the year in November, is really hard to do. And they handled it well, so I feel like they should get an A. Just they played great overall, and so I'm gonna give them an A. Gotta get ready for Indiana next week, and it's gonna be a hard task. Hopefully Ryan Day by now is having the team prepared and the players are ready to beat Indiana. So that's my podcast for Wednesday of grading Ohio State. I hope you guys like this one. Be sure to tune in next week for the one against Indiana, because that game will probably be interesting. So thank you guys so much for watching. It really means a lot. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.